Yep, whenever you're ready. Yep, let's find a little cool little chill spot. It's not too loud.
My name is Nicole. I'm 43. I'm from the Harrisburg area. Came out to Philly with a friend, and actually kind of just got stuck out here during COVID. And then I used to struggle a lot with alcohol. Actually went to rehab and actually been sober now for like 3 years from alcohol, but started to get into drugs, and then became homeless out here. It's been rough. Yeah, just trying to get into. I've been in different treatments, shelters, things like that. It hasn't really worked out with housing much. There's actually news was out here earlier filming, and to see if there was any help that the city has provided for shelter and different things like that. Like some, but not a whole lot. They lose funding a lot, I guess, and things just fall kind of short. And then, so I guess I've been out on the street, sleeping on sidewalks. I actually used to sleep out here. Tents, things like that. Outside of that, like I said, just kind of struggling right now. I'm ready to get into treatment again. Try to do that, because it's rough out here. I've been jumped, robbed. I don't even know how many times. So yeah, I don't know.
How was your childhood like growing up? You grew up with your mother and father. Tell us about your household.
I was adopted.
How old?
Yeah, by my grandparents.
How old were you when you were adopted?
2 weeks old.
Oh my God.
Well, I was given 2 weeks old to my parents then. I was actually 5, I think, when they adopted me. But because I think they were thinking she was going to come back. My biological mother struggled with schizophrenia, alcoholism, and my biological father, drug addiction. I didn't really know them until I was older. But yeah, they passed away now, but they struggled all their life with that.
Damn.
I had a good childhood, though. I could say I was fortunate to have gotten adopted. My parents were retired, so it allowed them to be home with me. I got Social Security, so they tried to provide what I wanted and what I needed. They were a little older, so emotionally things were, the love was a little, I wasn't smothered with it, but I knew I was loved. But I think I struggled with that growing up, just emotional problems. Other than that, I mean, I graduated high school, I went to college, put myself through. Did really well for a while, but then my alcoholism kicked in. I was married. I've had houses, cars, brand new cars, things like that. And then, the flip side, where like I said, the alcoholism kicked in, drug addiction kicked in. And then, I've struggled with that for a long time. Addiction, I wouldn't wish addiction on anybody. I used to think that if I, got over it, got past it, I would have been fortunate to understand it. But seeing as though I'm 43 and it's still a very big problem, it's actually worse now than what it used to be. I don't know. I don't feel very fortunate anymore,
So what are you battling presently out here, drug-wise?
I actually went to rehab 2 weeks ago, and I was on my 4th day, and my blood pressure was 141/100. I thought, by the 4th day I'd be good. I was on methadone. They were actually weaning me down, and it was terrible. It was terrible. This stuff, xylazine that they have and stuff, is just, it's worse than anything.
What do you miss most about being a mother?
I just miss the day-to-day life with them. You know, it's really a blessing to have children, and you don't think it's ever going to happen to you. Like, I didn't think that, you know, I would be anything like my biological parents. I won't fall into that. Oh, that's not going to be me. And sure enough, before I knew it, it was. People said, you're going to lose your son, you know, you're going to lose custody, this and that. And I never thought it would happen, and slowly but surely it did. And I thought if they were always with me, they'd be okay. But I realized then I was dragging them through a lot of stuff, you know, that they didn't deserve.
Right.
And I just miss, you know, like I said, the day-to-day, just watching them grow up. You know, my girls and I used to have little, you know, we called it girls' night. We watched TV, you know, their little cartoons and Jessie, you know, little shows and things. And we used to curl their hair and, you know, paint our nails and stuff. Just stuff like that, you know, that I'll never get back. That kind of stuff you don't get back.
Right. The memories lives forever, though.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, and I'll always have that. And hopefully, when they get older, we can reconnect.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
What all have you lost due to your addiction?
The most important, my custody of my kids. I lost a lot of time, just, you know, like for myself. You know, like, you know, life would be kind of boring sometimes, you know, and that's what would get me caught up. I'd be like, oh, I'm bored with this, I'm bored with that. I want to just have a little fun, you know. It's not fun anymore. It's not, you know, it runs out of being fun really fast. But you're stuck in it. It's a cycle, you know, and it just, sometimes I'm scared to even get sober because I'm scared that it's going to happen all over again. You know, I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff and then I'm going to lose it all over again. And that may sound kind of dumb, but it's happened so many times that I don't want to go through it again, you know, but I don't want to be out here either. So I don't really know what the answer is sometimes, you know, to it, but I guess keep trying.
Right. What's a day in your life look like 24 hours?
Honestly, I realized lately, my boyfriend's been in the hospital, so I'm just kind of out here by myself. And it's getting money, again, trying to find something to eat, trying to then buy some drugs. Then I do them, and then I'm going, now what? You know, like I realize it's dumb, but it's my routine, it's my everyday, you know? So I got to find a different routine. I actually, I was a victim advocate. I used to work for the DA's office. I've worked for the state of in Maryland as a civil assistant.
Yeah, I remember you now.
Yeah.
Remember we did that interview over there?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
you. See, I be hating myself when I don't realize that I interview a person before you got the hoodie on. It's our girl. So this is like an update. Yeah. Yo, it's been a while. All the people that was out here with you, what happened to them?
Like I said, my boyfriend is in the hospital. I think a couple other ones went to, I lost a lot of contact with people. A couple of them are out here still. The one guy is, I think the one guy that walked around with you. He was just
Bill.
out here earlier. Yeah,
Bill. I saw Bill, yep.
And then two other people, I haven't seen them since last summer. Yeah. I don't know what happened to them.
I hope they got their own place. But yeah, dear, I'm glad you're alive.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that you're still struggling. And how can we help you? What help do you need from society, from the world?
You know, somebody asked me that before, and like, actually, kind of like understanding of, you know what I mean? Like, think about it if it was your mom or your sister or even you know, in this. Kind of put yourself in somebody else's shoes sometimes. Just giving somebody like a high, you know, a smile. Like, even if you have nothing nice to say, just then nothing at all. Because like the other day I got maced for just walking down the street. Yeah.
Who did that?
Some girl that she was yelling at somebody to get off the street. I happened to be walking through, and I got maced in the eye. Like, she came up to me, she said, you know, you didn't hear what I said? And I was like, what? And I looked up, maced me right in my eye. Like, I got...
Karma's going to get hurt. Don't worry.
I got chased up and down the street for putting my book bag on. Like, I stopped and I put my book back on for 2 seconds, and it was like I didn't have, nothing was out, no drugs. It wasn't like, I was getting high or anything. I could have understood then, but it's like
what's your living status right now?
Now it's actually a little worse. I literally was sleeping in front of the transit station last night because I'm tired. You know what I mean? I'm so tired, and it's not like I blame anybody or I put myself in a position, but it's just like I said, it's hard to get out of. It is. It's harder than what you would think, and it became a cycle, and now like just breaking the cycle. But I sleep, sometimes wherever I just fall asleep,
Right. What message would you like to send to people who are in recovery?
Stay with it. Like it's better than being back out here. You're not missing nothing. Sometimes we get complacent in recovery and things like that, and like, oh well, one more time, or this time will be different, or I'll only. Nope, it'll be like every other time. Nothing has changed. It's gotten worse.
Before we roll out, what have you noticed in Kensington that has been happening as far as like the police locking people up for using drugs and sleeping on the streets? What have you noticed has been going on changes wise?
It's gotten like, I want to say, like as far I agree with not getting high on the sidewalks and things like that. It's really hard for homeless people because we really don't have anywhere. So even if you're trying to be out the way, there's still people like don't want you somewhere. And I get it, but at the same time, you got to be somewhere. So it's gotten a little bit worse with like the cops locking people up. Like if you have a syringe now, you get locked up. I know a couple people that just had them in their hand and they got locked up. They woke people up and locked them up, which I get on one hand, and on the other hand, I don't, because it's like night and day. Like it was all okay, it was all open. Not that it was okay, but it was what it was. And now it's like you look over your shoulder constantly because you turn around and you get locked up for anything. You know what I mean? They were kicking me this morning, literally kicking me, waking me up. I'm like, oh, you gotta kick me though?
Word.
Like
out of pocket. Sad. Well, dear, before we shut down, a lot of people left positive comments on your video the first time.
Oh, really?
You haven't probably read them, but yeah, what message would you like to send to people who are rooting for you to get up out of here?
Thank you. And I'd like to read those. I really appreciate the support. Sometimes I guess I don't notice it or feel like I do have it. So it's nice to hear that,
Right,
Thank you.
Okay.
Don't give up on me.
No, we won't. Don't give up on yourself most of all, right there?
Yeah.
So we're going to stay connected. AML Fam, don't be bitter, be better. And we out there. Peace out.